Hello folks, my name is Mr. Moon, among other names, and I teach physics.
How long have you taught at Mountain Point?
This is my 22nd tour of duty. I've worked here 22 years. I've taught for 22 years. I'm a lifer at Mountain Point.
And how did you get into teaching?
I tried everything else first. I have ADD, so it's kind of hard for me to stay on track. So I kind of bounced around, and I had, I believe, 5 majors in college, I forget. And after I got out of college, I decided I needed to support myself, and I tried, and wasn't that successful doing my first career choice, which was in agriculture, working for the Cotton Research Center. The job was kind of fun. Well, that's a lie, it was boring. I was by myself in the itchy, hot cotton fields collecting samples and doing labs, and did I say by myself? And I was bored. I figured there had to be more than this. I had an existential crisis, and I decided I needed to get a better education. So I decided, well, maybe before I do that, I need to figure out what else I could do for a living. So then I decided I would be a waiter at Garcia's, and I was a waiter for a couple years, but it just didn't pay. It was an economic downturn. And aside from meeting a lot of celebrities and having fun and getting poor, I decided, well, I got to try something else. So I thought maybe I'll be a substitute teacher. And I did that, and I figured if the worst day subbing is as bad as it was, if I had my own class, it could be better. And I seemed to enjoy teaching, and former teachers, parents said that I seemed like I knew what I was talking about and I could talk and teach. So I pursued that, and I just said, let's go back to U of A and talk to U of A and get a degree to teach agriculture. And they said, well, actually one part of the story is not correct. I got a degree in agriculture from the U of A, but when I went to ASU, I said I want a teaching certification in agriculture, and they said, you're gonna go back to U of A. I said, no way. And then they said, well, you will either teach biology, chemistry, or physics. And I thought to myself, if I teach biology, kids are going to run out of scalpels if they're like I was, like little derelicts. So I decided that's not a good situation for me to be, so I said no. So I thought chemistry, I'll blow myself up or blow the school up and or students. I said no. Physics sounded fun, it sounded like it was a challenge, and I have an analytic mind, so I thought, well, why not? What do I have to lose? I had to lose about 2 or 3 years of my life to take a lot of physics classes. Got certified to teach physics at the high school and community college level. And what was the question?
What do you think about Mr. Moon as a physics teacher?
Definitely one of the best teachers at the school and a great physics teacher. We learned this stuff very well.
How do you feel about Doug Ducey's education budget cut?
Well, aside from the obvious pun, it's a real Ducey. It happens, like Forrest Gump said, it happens. Anyways, I kind of find it kind of entertaining because the legislature does what it deems fit, the governor does what he deems fit, and I just react accordingly. But it seems like an analogy is fitting. Take the military where they have budget cuts, so you have every other soldier given a gun. Or every soldier is given a gun, but every other soldier gets bullets. It seems to me that if you're going to take money away, you shouldn't take it away from your frontline troops, which are the folks in the trenches, if I extend the military metaphor. You should put the money where the fight is, and that's in the classroom. I'm not talking about a fight, I'm again talking about a metaphor. But we live in a life where there's a limited supply and a lot of demands, wants versus needs, and we'll just have to figure out how to make work what we can do. We'll just do our magic on a shoestring, and hopefully we won't trip over our shoestrings.
Here's a curveball for you. What are your thoughts on abortion?
It happens. That said, I have ADD, so I'm free to think out of the box. I'm so far out of the box sometimes that I don't even know where I am or who I am or what I am. But that said, ultimately, if it comes down from the courts that the courts have given people, ladies, the right to choose, then it seems to me also logical that they could deem to take away the right, which then brings up an even thornier question: who then had the right in the first place? And did they really have the right, or are they just given the right? In other words, can we legislate morality, or is morality transcendent? But could you repeat the question, because I seem to have forgot it in my thoughts.
Here's another one. What came first, chicken or the egg?
Pollo loco.
What do you think about Mr. Moon's teaching style?
Yep, I like it. It's very, it's kind of all over the place, but that's how I like it. Very ADHD. But yeah, I like how he incorporates stories from his life into the actual physics. It kind of helps explain the concept better.
All right, I'm going to fire another one at you. How about Second Amendment rights?
Ooh, nice metaphor. Lock and load. Anyways, the way I think of that is the best response that I saw was a comedic one. I saw it on the license plate, actually a bumper sticker. And it said, it was a Marine bumper sticker, so you'll hear my affiliation for the military. It said, gun control is hitting your shot the first time. And then it said the Marines. And so I think that's kind of funny, but then at the same time, the whole issue of gun control and the lack thereof, you look at the Constitution and the right to bear arms, the perennial question is, what is the militia, and do everyday citizens qualify as the militia? But I come down on the side of the spectrum that, heck, I teach physics, so I like projectiles. So I like guns, and I like the right to shoot guns, and I've shot everything from a BB gun up to a 50 caliber and sub-auto machine gun and that type of thing, purely for physics studies. I think that if you're going to shoot a gun, you need to know what the heck you're doing, and the best form of gun control is to use your noodle and to think about what you're doing before you start doing it with the gun. It's the idiot who kills, they just happen to use a gun. They could use rocks, knives, but when it's a gun, it takes a higher level of emotion.